Hi there guys, Farmer Bob here man, welcome back to my channel. Great to be back guys with another map making video. And this time not so much on a map but on a mod and just a bit of a nice how-to video on how to expand or create fields, a field or a pasture for your cow barn or any of the other animal barns. They all work the same. So the process that I'm showing here will be perfectly alright to use on a sheep barn or a chicken barn or a pig barn. Any of those. Great guys, so yeah, a warm welcome to you. If this is the first time that you are here on my channel, great to have you and thanks for watching. And do consider subscribing, supporting me on Patreon if my stuff is good. I do really appreciate all of you guys. Thanks so much, man. Great, so let's get stuck in with this whole process. First of all, I'm going to just show you what I have. It's a FS25. It's an old Swedish kulada. I suppose that means cow barn. And then if you have a look at it, it looks this way. Now, what I normally do, which I haven't really done in this case, is test the mod in-game to make sure that there's no errors on it. But I suppose when we start loading the mod, then yeah, we will see if there are any errors. But yeah, it's a good idea to just thoroughly test your mod first. And if you know the mod is good, then don't bother testing. Just carry on with the whole process. Good. I'm having some water in the background. I've got a bit of a throat, so if I do have a cough or whatever in between, just excuse me for that. I'm sorry for that. It's just how life is, you know. Right, sit back and relax, guys. Let's get stuck in. Okay, first of all, how this works and what you're going to need. We're going to need to go into the in-game cow barn big. In order for that, we're going to go to Farming Simulator 25, the installation directory, data, placeables, Rudolf Hoffman, and then cow barn big. Open that and open this i3D as well as the cow barn big XML. We're going to use both of those. Right, so here is the cow barn big. First of all, you want to go and have a look at, there's a thing called Fence, this whole transform group. We want to take that and go File, Export Selection with Files. And then we go into our mod, which is in our mods folder. What was that thing called? Old Swedish Colada, that was it. And then just in the root of it, just go in there and type in fence. It doesn't really matter, you're going to delete the i3D anyway. So add the two questions, yes, and that's it. Leave this open, don't close it up. We're going to go into this old cow barn. Now the very first thing is we want to have a look at where we want to put this fence or the pasture. Now remember, the pasture is an extension of the grazing food for the cattle or for your cows or your whatever animals you put in this barn. If you've got a chicken barn, it will be chickens, that type of thing. So we need to now see what side of this, because there's four sides to any barn obviously, and we want to extend the fence out, but it also needs to be a bit realistic because we want the cows to be able to walk outside, sort of have access to the pasture and then come into the barn, you know, that type of thing. So first of all, let's have a look at food. That is our food, that's all inside. Milk tank, where is that? Right, milk tank is on the outside by the looks of it. I'm just going to go there. So we can't really access that. And I'm going to suppose, oh, mind you, this door goes into the barn. Yeah, maybe we can do it that side. All right, so the cows is going to go in there. And then I suppose your food is going to go through this door. Let's have a look at food. Food. And then if we go there, full, that is the food where it goes, the bale trigger. Yeah, so you're going to go with your tractor and your trailer in here, drop food on here, and the cows will eat it from there. And that's why this little perforated plates are there for the manure and stuff to drop through and wash out, you know. and our milk is this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this side of the barn to make it sort of realistic. And this is looks like just a garbage bin or something. What is it? Liquid manure. It's very sad that there's a trigger there. I wonder if we can move that. Is that something that's movable? It's just a trigger. Control Z. I would have loved to put it maybe on that side, you know. I wonder if we can select that thing, because yeah, if you close the trigger now with the fence, you're not going to be able to access it. Yeah, Swambu, whatever Swambu is. It's probably slurry or whatever, you know. So let us do that. So I'm going to move this trigger out of the way. The idea is to put the fence then from here and then to come out and then just put the other end there so you can extend your pasture this way. You're going to lose access to this door here, which is all right, because I think on this barn there's another door on the other side. Yes, there is. So you still have access to the cows on that side, which, by the way, if I think of it now, you can actually leave this here, because you can drive with the tractor through here with the slurry tank, pick it up and go back out again. So it is possible, but for the sake of the video, let us move this whole thingamabob. That is at 0. Slurry plane. Yeah, this whole thing, let's just move it that away, like so. Don't want it to be close to the door trigger. So what I'll do, bring it out a little bit past the door or the side of the building and put it there. That way it's out of the way and nice around the corner, still accessible and not in the way of door triggers and stuff. And then the other thing was now the liquid manure tank. That one we want to now have a look. I'm going to move this also, just like that. And just sort of make sure that it's like a little bit around the thing. That is good enough. All right, so we've done that. Now we've cleared the path here to have a nice simple thingamabob. All right, so file import. It should take you to your last export, which is fence, and there it is. So from your root directory, remember we put fence in there. So just double click on that and it will bring it in. Now we're going to take this, and with my middle mouse button, I'm just going to draw it up so it makes the just at the below of that, or you can drop it right on top. Any one of the two will put the fence at the bottom of the tree. Very important, do not put it anywhere else, because it will change the index path for everything if below wherever you put this fence. So put it at the bottom, so we start a new. So our last index there was 020, and now the fence will start at 021. So very important. Then the next thing we want to do is grab fence node 1. Now this is in order, so it's on the wall, and then the two outside posts, and then this one is on the wall again. All right, so we just need to remember that, and don't use Control B at all, because they're all at the correct level. So all I'm going to do is use the X and Z arrows, not that arrows. Sorry, now I've messed up. And now I'm going to just do this. Close up again, fence node 1. There you go. I hate it when that happens. It does happen now and then, you know. I'm sure you've done it many times. Now put this here in the middle of the wall somewhere. Yeah, somewhere there maybe. It's not really important as long as it's close to the wall. What you can do is come here next to the wall and zoom in close so you can just see, and then bring it in like that. All right, good. So that one is aligned. Fence node 2, remember I said fence node 2 is outside. So we're going to go outside. Oh, this is now going to be interesting, you know, because I wonder if we will have more. Yes, we will have way more. So what I can do, it's going to look strange if we take this node, Control Shift and C for Charlie, go to fence node 2, Control Shift and V for Victor. All right, so there you go. So we're at the same spot. And if I now bring this out, so what this is a temporary fence that will be installed in case you don't use the fence option in game. So if you don't use the fence option, it will add this fence anyway. So it's going to be there physically as a fence. So yeah, you need to decide how big you want that thing by default, you know. All right, so node 3, I'm going to bring that down to node 1 as well, just to have so Control Shift V, a point to work from. So there we go to that corner. Mind you, I'm going to put it at fence 2. Fence 2's 69. I'm going to copy that and go here, Control V, just so it's the same distance away from the wall, so it looks nice and square, you know, when you do that. And then I'm going to bring this thing out a bit further, and it's going to look a bit strange because my last node, I haven't tested this, guys. I wonder if we add one more node. Is there any attributes to these nodes? Let's have a look. No, there isn't. So let's add one node. I'm going to go Control D, because now this one is now an L-shaped thing, but we short one node. So I'm going to double click here, make that number 5, which will be our last one. So just in order to sort of have the thing correct, you know. So node 3, we're going to go here, Control Shift C, node 4, and we're going to go here, Control Shift V, and then we're going to move this boy here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, what we can do is just sort of view past this wall here, sort of get an idea, just close enough, because we're going to realign it anyway. So I'll call that a good. It's not really good, but it's all right for now. And then fence node 5 is the one that we want to align properly to the wall to get the one correct, what do you call it, coordinates. So something like that, and then bring that in there. Bring that in there, and then it is still off a little bit. I think I can align it much better this way. Yeah. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And then this way, next to the wall. That's close enough. Bring it in there, and then that's it. All right. And now what we do now is we use the X for that, which is the red. Control C, node 4. Sorry, we need the Z for that, not the X. So the blue, we want the blue, Control C, and then fence node 4, we want the blue to be that. All right, so they now be a nice square L-shaped posture that goes around there by default. Good. All right, so that is basically what we want to do for the fence side of things. And now the other problem with any of these cow barns that only have cows inside always, and they don't have a pasture, is the nav mesh or the navigation route node is not made for going outside. So I'm going to show you what to do now to sort that. We're going to go here, you'll see there's a nav mesh shape and a walking plane. So I'm going to just leave these, let it be for now, and let's just see what errors we get in game to fix that. I just want to see, because I did fix it on another barn just for a test and it worked perfect, but I want to just do a bit more testing together with you guys so we can see what happens if we just leave it like that. All right, but this is a problem because the cows will want to go outside as well. All right, so first off, now that we have that, we're going to go now to the XMLs for the cow barn. Remember, we copied that, or opened that, sorry. Right at the bottom somewhere, you'll find your husbandry section, and then you will see fence and meadow. That two sections we want to bring over, so we copy that sections. So click next to fence, hold shift, and click next to fence, or meadow, sorry, that one there. Do not copy the husbandry width, only the fence and the meadow sections. So Control C for Charlie, and then we go into our barn, which is the old Swedish collada, and open this one here, the XML for that. And we're going to go right to the bottom, close to the i3D mappings normally. Oh, this one is different. It's got the animated objects. Here's the husbandry. All right. So, oh, it's got fence and meadow. That's interesting. Control V to overwrite both of those. Don't leave those in there, because if you leave them, you're going to have a thing that doesn't work. You only have to have one fence section and one meadow. If you leave those empty ones, it will probably get confused and not have the correct thing. Now, very important, the placeable type here on top. The type here, very important to make sure that this is the same as the cow barn big, because sometimes they're not. Cow husbandry barn milk. Cow husbandry barn milk. Okay, so that's perfect. And then the function, you'll see here, animal cow pen. And then this one here, you need to adjustable meadow. So those functions we want. So we copy that, come here, and then just overwrite that. Good stuff. Right, and then non-placeable animal pens, and then placeable animal cows. Husbandry animal cows. You see, so the brush is also not correct. So we grab the brush. Rudolph, placeable animal pens, that's all right. Placeable animal pens, but the brush here is not correct. So we change that because the type is very important. That's a husbandry type, so that's good. And then what else? The clearing, leveling, we don't have anything to do with those. Have we got foliage areas? Control C, I just double clicked, Control C, come in here, Control F, Control V. Let me just bring this into view, and then it pastes it in there. Find next. So we have foliage areas in the main as well. This used to be an FS22 thing. In FS25 we don't use that anymore, but it is there, so we just leave it. All right, info trigger, cows. All right, so that seems like the last thing. Now the next thing we want to do is take these 4 nodes. Remember, we added one extra one. Control C and Control VV, and then make this node 5. So we have 5 nodes now. Section. Go back into the cow barn big. Right at the bottom at i3D mappings. i3D mappings. We find the fence node 4. There it is. All right, so we copy this 4. Control C. Go back into our barn. Right at the bottom is our mappings. And this time at the bottom, press home until the cursor is on the end. Make one line open, paste, Control V for Victor is paste, and then there it is. And we need to take that one line, Control C, Victor twice, and it will duplicate it for you and make that fence node 5. All right, so we've got 5 nodes. Now, back into our i3D, and now what we want to do is have a look at this node itself. So click on the first node and come over here to the index path. Remember, we added this now to the bottom, so the index path has changed. So we take this whole index, copy, Control C, back into our XML, fence node 1, and simply just Control V here. Now immediately you can see it's 02100. So what we can do now is double click there, copy, and then just make all this 14s by double clicking, Control V, double click on the 14, Control V, like that, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be our indexing. So we can verify just by going to the last one, which now is 5. It should be 02104, and which it is. All right. So now, guys, just believe it or not, but that is it for now. We want to save both the i3D as well as the XML. Make sure that you saved it. It says ready there. And then let's quickly go in game and test it, and hopefully we will find that it is a working thing. Who knows? I just leave the i3D open as well as all the XMLs, because if you need to come and edit now, you don't have to close the game again. You can just directly edit it and re-put it back in game, or just reload the placeables in game, and then it should be, or the mods, or the store items, I think. So I'm just going to load Riverbed, the normal in-game map, deselect all. Always good to test without any mods, except for the ones that you really want. And there it is, old Polish cow barn. And let's just press the tilde key just to see if there's any errors, because if you have a mod desk error, it will pop up here immediately. It will tell you that mod is not good. So there is your tip there. The XML is not loaded at this stage, but the mod desk is. That's why you see the mod desk pulls the mod into the store, and there it is. All right, so start. So we go carry on. So your XML is going to be loaded as soon as you open the store in game and you select the cow barn. That's when the XML of the cow barn or the mod or anything that you are putting in game is going to be activated, except for maps. The map XML is going to be loaded the moment you select the map and you start loading the game. It will obviously config the map. In fact, yeah, it should do the map XML right there and then, because the map XML configs the entire map. But yeah, I'm digressing. We're waiting for this thing to load, so I'm just sort of falafeling on to not make you bored and go out and go watch something else, you know, that type of thing. So stay with me, guys. Let's have a look if this is now working. Confirm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this for now and press F12 for easy development controls, and just add some money quick. Sorry for that. Like I said, I've got some froggy here in my throat, and it's not very nice. Construction, sheds, we'll go in here, right down to the bottom. There is our old cow barn. Now the moment you select it, you can hit the tilde key, and you'll see here it says the i3D is loaded. We don't have any errors, which is a very good sign. But does our fence and stuff work? I can't remember now which side. Oh, there it is. You can actually see the wooden fence. Yeah, very nice. So I'm going to put it here just for now, and then the moment you click, it's going to say, do you want to customize? We're going to say yes. So I'm going to close this now because we know it's working so far. We're going to say yes. And which side is this wood thing collides with another object? All right, there you go. So it is, let me just come around like that, and now we can make this. What we can do is make it nice and big. I'm just fiddling around now, guys. That's basically what I'm doing. So we're basically claiming this entire map field, sorry, not map, for our cow barn. I'm going to try and get it there, and then back here. Do you want to plant meadow? You see, guys, so we got meadow as well. Great. So there you go. Hit the tilde key once again, If it now does show it there and no errors, then you know your cow barn is working. But it does not mean that it is working properly. So until we come in here and visit the cow barn, let's visit it. Where are we standing? We are standing here close to the entrance. Very nice. So what we're going to do here is press the R key to buy some cowies. Go the left button first. That will bring you to max. We haven't set the max yet, but it's 122 max here for this barn, but we can up it a lot. Thanks, my wifey. My wifey just brought me some stuff for the throat. So nice of her. All right, so 122 cows we're going to go buy, and obviously buy that. Great. Good. And I can hear the cows, and they are in the cow fence, which is good. If we now escape and go into our cows here, we can see a meadow. It's got the meadow, which we've just added, and that is 40% of the food that they're getting here from this meadow. Well, now what the game does, the larger you make this animal pen, the more animals it will allow for you to buy. All right, so let's open this door. I wonder if I can. This gives us access here to the cows, as I said previously. And then if we now exit this side, oh, I forgot to move the marker. You see, it's good to test. I still have the marker here for the manure, but the manure is now actually, if you remember correctly, here around the bend here. So if I press F1, I should actually be here with the vehicle and the trailer. Okay, so it all works well. So I'm going to leave that door open, and I'm wondering if the cows will come in. So let us see if they do come in, if we put some food down here. They normally do, so I'm going to close this door just for the fun. We don't really need to close it, but yeah, there is that. Just going to drop down the tractor and the trailer here. So let us go here to tractors. That cow barn looked fairly big, so I'm sure it will handle a nice massy. And then a trailer for us. Any of these trailers should do. I normally like the one with the normal axle, you know, so you don't have to worry about reversing. Sometimes you need to reverse, you know. There are those days that you need to reverse. Right, so let's see if this thing can take some food. I might have. Yo, this trailer is just making it in here. Oh, it's not going to work in here because it won't tip. There. You see what I mean? These guys with the teeny weeny cow barns, they didn't think so well because there's a loft in there. So the only trailer that you can use here is the ones with the belt. So, but will it go through that big door, or that small door rather? Oh my word. Okay, so let's have a look which trailers have got a belt. I know this one I think is a belt. Let's do this one, standard. Wheel setup, wheel brand design. Extension, no. Yeah, that's it. Let's try this one. Hopefully, I think this has got a belt. It doesn't tip. I think so. I hope so. I hope I'm right, guys. You're probably laughing at me. But what I want to do is just test to see if the cows will come into the nav mesh, you know. They should. Oh, they're already inside. There you go. There's one lying there. So couldn't wait for food. But let's just give them some food just for the heck of it. And let's fill it with total mixed ration, which is their favoritist of food, and then let's dump that. Oh my word, yeah, no, it's gonna be a nightmare. This trailer is tipping. Oh gosh. Okay. Now it's stuck into the roof. Let's see if it can unstuck itself. Okay, you're gonna have. Oof. I'll just jump out. Let it do its thing there. Oh, the trailer lost its front axle. I've never really seen that happen in Farming Simulator. It's lost the whole front axle. Oh my word. Alright, let's just leave the cows to eat. You can see the cows has got their food, and that one is already sticking his head through the barn. And if we go in there, you'll see they've got food and everything. So everything should be fine. Let's just forward time a tiny bit. I'm just doing a proper test, guys, and we should see milk being produced. There you go. And productivity is going up, and slurry is going up, and everything. So the only thing we need to fix is that little icon, which we forgot. And that will give us the yay that everything is working. So I'm not going to be bothered now coming back. So you don't have to close. If you have a problem, just reload placeables and you'll be fine. So only thing to do is come back here into, it was markers, and we're going to go into liquid manure tank, which is there. Liquid manure trigger. I'm going to copy that, Control Shift and C, because I know that is the center of the trigger. And I'm going to come here to the marker liquid manure, which is now there. Control Shift and V, and then suddenly my plan doesn't work. I thought it would, but it's not. Marker liquid manure. Let's just bring it around in and force it here. I'm going to just drop it in here, sort of closer. It's very difficult to align these things, guys. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to be sort of almost sure that it's at the right spot. Great. And that, guys, is how you do that. And then we're going to save it once again. What was the other thing? The fence worked perfect. So the i3D is perfect. Oh, yes, the amount of animals. So what we want to do, we don't need that anymore. The mod desk, is this for this one? It is that one. We want to fix that too. But hereby husbandry, come back here. Right on top somewhere. Animals, cow. Storage radius. Here we go. Animals. All right. So the max number of animals is 70. So we can up that, and you can already see we did 130 because we added a pasture. So I'm going to do 150 here just to be for fun. And the max visible animals. Now, this one I don't think works in FS25 anymore. Cowborn Big are now closed this, unfortunately. So let's go back here to husbandry. Have a quick browse. I don't think they have. Now this one's on top. Here we go. Cowborn Big. Where is the husbandry now? That's animated objects. Am I blind? Did I miss it? Ah, there we go. Husbandry. If you have a look now at animals here, max number of animals is the new thing to add in there. Base max number and max number. So this barn, by the looks of it, was converted from FS22. And you can also, I'm going to leave this here as is because it is working. But if you have problems with your nav and the cows aren't working, all you do is change this navigation back into what it is here. You'll see navigation mesh shape. And all you do then is the shape, give it, this is just a a directory, so you can add this name of your directory in here. And do remember to do the same for the i3D mapping here at the bottom for that. Okay, because otherwise it's not going to find it. Right, so what we want to do is in here, go to cow. So I'm going to take this type cow, the max, this to here, copy that, and just, sorry, I'm going to take this to here, just get the right naming in there, Control C, and then in here, Control and V. Okay, so base max number animals. We're going to go 150. Max number animals. I'm sure this is their representation of visible animals in the field. Remember, don't make this too high, because each animal that is there is a load onto your CPU, and if you have 2 or 3 cow barns with 100 animals, yeah, you're going to cause some lag, you know. So, and FS25 is not the smoothest game around the block. It is terribly sad on processing and stuff, you know, so very hard on that. So don't overload it. I'm going to just leave it at 96. That's more than fine for a cow barn, and save that up, and that is it. Great, guys. So yeah, that is how you add a fence and a meadow to your nice old cow barn that is just a winter cow barn where all the animals always stay inside and never comes out, you know. So this way you can now decide how big you want your fence the moment you put it in the map. And I give you one last tip. If you are making your own map and you want to put this cow barn like now on your own map that you've created, and you've got this huge nice of a piece of grass where you want the animals to forage, you know. So what you do then is take this cow barn as a placeable and put it in your map, import it, and run the necessary XMLs in the mod disk, the line to the XML of the cow barn in your mod disk as a store item. And then you go in game, you save your map like that, and then you go in game and buy that cow barn, put it on the spot you want it in your map, make that huge nice fence you want everywhere to go where you want it, like we've done just now in game. Save the game, open that save the map, close the game, open that save game slot that you've used, slot 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, and go into the placeable.xml there, and the very last lines will be the whole cow barn section for your placeable, and it will have all the fence data in there for you already. So copy that whole placeable section, put it into your maps placeable, and then everything will be already done for you. The line for the placeable will be there, everything will be there, and you've already done the mod desk part, you know. So that is the store items, and that will have the cow barn then built into your map permanently as a cow barn with a huge nice pasture for the cows to roam. How nice is that? Great, guys. So I hope it's been insightful and helpful. I really appreciate every one of my subscribers and my Patreon guys. I do really appreciate you guys too. And in my shop in Patreon, there's a lot of free stuff for all my Patreons. Help yourself there to anything. It's all for free if you're a Patreon member. It's there's no need for you to buy anything. If you're a Patreon member, it's all for free. So have it there. Enjoy, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting. And have a fantastic week, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.